smart, people. Because you got to be smart to even be listening to this show. No dummies allowed. Join me every week, Mr. Josh W. on the Mr. Josh W. podcast. You're going to hear me rant and rave about politics, current events, social media and SJWs, sports, cryptocurrency, sex, 420 and CBD culture. Hell, we can even talk about how your grandma won bingo 3 times yesterday. And good for her. She deserves it. She plays a lot. We'll even have interviews, panel discussions, and the occasional game show. Now, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube under Mr. Josh W. You spell that out, MISTER JOSHW. Very easy to find. And all this good stuff is coming to you live from the Space Coast Podcast Studios in sunny Florida. Ruthless Politics, episode number 3.
Hello.
Kid Chronic Treez. We're all about those trees, all about that CBD. CBDopedia, one of our incredible sponsors, folks. If you don't know about CBD, it is a life-changing situation. And they filled you up with opioids your whole life. And now they're getting sued the fuck out of because it's very nefarious. But there's something natural that does work. And it is CBD, and you should check out CBDopedia.com and look into Pure Clear Hemp, which is one of the best brands that they have on.
And if you use coupon code Chronic or Treez, you can get 10% off your whole order, folks. That's
very
important.
Nice. So that's one of our cool sponsors. And we're always looking for more, and we know as we grow out, we'll have that opportunity. But we'd love to have you drop your knowledge and your product and anything that we believe in that's really cool and tied in with this podcast. So we're halfway through episode number 3. It's, listen, folks, you got to understand, sometimes it gets ruthless, sometimes we agree. I think we've been playing very nice. This has been actually cathartic because it's been a good bounce back of ideas, and for people to listen, they're getting 2 perspectives here, and it's been done, I mean, it's going to get more ruthless at some point, but this has been kind politics.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It hasn't been
friendly
too ruthless
politics.
yet.
Yeah. I mean, you lefties should be happy. This has been a safe space for politics. I feel safe. I don't feel like I need a cuddle or a back rub or anything.
Zone.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a safe zone.
Yeah.
As long as you don't write Trump in chalk on the floor anywhere near my feet, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Anyways, we're going back. Trump in North Korea. Kid Chronic had something more he wanted to add about this historical moment.
Here is the thing I think about Trump in North Korea. I do think it is historical. So even though Trump is in the middle of an election and he clearly needed something positive and he clearly, did this for political reasons and for his own ego, and I think just because it's ballsy and he wanted to be seen as ballsy, it is good for the world if we have an open dialogue with North Korea. The sanctions were going nowhere. They were hell-bent on not giving up the nukes. Pakistan has nukes like we touched on before, pretty responsible with them. So I think that we really don't have a choice here, and we waste a lot of time on these sanctions and basically trying to starve the people of North Korea out. I am a firm believer that information and sunlight is the best disinfectant. So really, by giving more information to the North Koreans and letting them come online, they are going to become a much safer area, and it's going to be better for the whole world. Certainly going to be better for the people of South Korea that have, endless ammunition pointing at them at all times.
One of the things that Trump pointed out about North Korea, and folks, you can take it or leave this. I think he sees a future there that he's going to invest in. I think that he's getting cozy with this guy for a reason personally after. And
Trump Tower, North Korea?
I'm going to tell you why. Abso-fucking-lutely. Here's why this is. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but here's why this can happen. And think of it this way. This is why he's juicing this guy up. One of the things Trump has talked about with North Korea is what a beautiful country it is. And what people don't understand, and while it's a little north of South Korea, obviously, geographically, so it's a little colder in certain situations, but South Korea has an extremely thriving situation, as we know, right? I mean, they produce, there's tourism there. I mean, they thrive.
Yeah, South Korea is thriving.
Okay, North Korea can thrive. So he believes that there's investment opportunity if you would just stop doing what you're doing
Stop fucking your people and let everybody win. And I fully believe if that ever happened, and it probably won't, that Trump is one of the first people, because his ego would even say, I put a first hotel in North Korea, Pyongyang.
That would be wild.
Trump, Pyongyang.
I'm sure inside Pyongyang, for like the powerful people that are there, I'm sure there's a big push for them to kind of go a little bit more mainstream. I think Kim Jong-un feels that. I think he wants to go more mainstream. I think he realizes there's no future running the country like the way his father ran it. But I don't think it's ready for a Trump Tower. If there was a Trump Tower in Pyongyang, who would go? Who would go to that thing? How weird and bizarre would that be? But I wouldn't put it past Trump for trying to do something like that.
A lot of Trump fans.
Hey, look out your window on the right. We have beautiful gulags. Look out to the left. You can see the people eating grass. Visit North Korea, everyone. It's beautiful.
I got to tell you, Trump Pyongyang is one of the most beautiful properties I've ever put together. Listen,
I'm sure the business opportunities are right because you could probably sell the people literally like water.
Well, listen, there's just nothing else there. So to get a foothold in, we're talking 10 years from now when things settle down.
Like you could be a millionaire if you had like a popcorn cart.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these people want shit, dude. I mean, think about it. Do you understand what a Blaze Pizza fucking does there? I'm talking to you, LeBron James. Do you understand?
Like a Little Caesars, like two pizzas.
Little Caesars?
You know what that could do for North Korea?
I'm thinking, and then, listen, if this happens, by the way, I want first dibs on Ruthless Politics North Korea. I want to cover all the shit going on there.
Oh, great.
That's
great.
Be
That's
so much
just
fun.
what we need. This little segment alone is enough to get us on a North Korean hit list.
It might very well do that. This is the real life interview. All right, so that's Trump in North Korea. Do you have anything more to add, or are we going into the next subject?
Let's wrap that up there before we get assassinated.
So here's another interesting thing, and you may not know as much about this. I just found this out, so I didn't prep you, and then this is going to tie right into the Nike situation. American pride, one of the top stories on Drudge, and this is a Gallup poll, Gallup being one of the biggest. American pride hits new low. Few proud of political system. So the story highlights said 45% are extremely proud the second straight year under 50% of Americans. 22% of Democrats are extremely proud, down 10% in 1 year. Americans most proud of U.S. scientific success and military least proud of politics. Do you have American pride this 4th of July, Kid Chronic? Everybody who's listening wants to know.
I have a lot of American pride. I am a quintessential American. I love America. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Do I think that America has its issues or problems? Yes. Do I think that it's slow sometimes for America to fix its issues and problems?
Do you mean open borders?
Yes. No, I don't mean open borders. That is not a problem. Net immigration is at an all-time low.
Immigration is not one of the problems?
It is not one of the main problems.
Everybody listen to that, what he just said. Immigration, not one of the problems.
Not a main problem.
Probably top on the list of at least Republicans on polls.
If you want to say it's a problem in the eyes of Republicans and people that watch Fox News and are all fear-mongered, but in my personal life, immigrants have a zero effect on me.
So what would you say?
And I live in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. And I live in Florida.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
So
there's a lot of them around here.
I would say that
and I live in Florida.
You know, there's a lot of real issues out there, but this is what happens. I think that people have faith in politics when their leaders are in charge, right? And Trump represents kind of a minority. He's never really been over 50% in his approval rating. So that smaller amount of Americans who have a lot of American pride around probably correlate to the fact that he has a smaller base. So I think that's related. Then I think that Mueller really fouled people, so people feel like that investigation was supposed to arrest more people and more high-level people, more cabinet-level type people. It didn't arrest people, so maybe the system is broken.
Do you think
I think people think that the Electoral College has failed them. So I think there's some key institutional pieces.
I think it was before that. I think they think it's a racist country. You've heard people say this goes back to the slavery and the Indians.
Racist? Come on.
How many countries had slaves all around the world? We should go and spin a globe and take a look at what kind of global problem that was. But what's interesting is that, listen, we even heard politicians even say, when was it ever great? When was it ever great?
Well, that's bullshit.
Right. And that's a little unfair, right? I mean, because like you said, this is still the greatest country in the world. Tons of faults, tons of problems. Here's the news, folks. All these isms and ocracies and all these things written on paper are really great on paper. But once man is introduced to having to do them, we are fallible. And greed and envy and jealousy and favors and revenge fuck things up. And that's how politics gets corrupted, mainly because of greed. That's the number one. And power. It will always be a problem. It was a problem when Attila Hun was alive. It was a problem when Napoleon was alive. It was a problem when Julius Caesar was alive. It's a problem when Donald Trump's alive. It'll never go away, and it's very unfortunate. Politics and power and all this sucks.
Well, and now you have corporations that have so much money.
And now
that
you have
they
corporations.
So much power. And you have billionaires
That's
that have
what
so
really
much money.
runs
But you have
shit.
single people that can influence whole entire elections, and definitely on the local level and on the national level. So I think that's definitely
100%.
changed a lot. You know, so that kind of, I think, also leads into people feeling negatively about America when they know that if you're a corporation that has enough money, you can change the laws however you want.
There are some people that just feel like there's a segment of America, and a lot of people think it's the left, that does not like America. I use the term that they're American squatters. They like what America offers. They like the Wi-Fi, the Dunkin' Donuts, the cars, all the great shit. Fucking chance to see Justin Bieber.
I don't know if there's
But
that many of
they're
those. You think
not-
there really is?
Well,
Like,
when I
'cause
hear
my family-
politicians say...
my family's immigrants, they came over and they are like more American than the regular Americans.
God bless.
Because you know, when you have to go through the immigration process and you have to get here, and then you get here, I think maybe you appreciate it a little more. I think there are pockets of people who just kind of use the country maybe, but I think that's more of like a talking
Especially
point
young people,
than it really is. And I
Well-
want to make the case for American greatness right here. What people need to remember is that America, our economy is so good that our state economies are often better than other countries. That's how much better
How about
America
that?
is.
How about
and when
that?
you want to talk about safety, when you want to talk about overall just happiness, the ability to get a job, the ability to go to an emergency room, the ability to go to a dentist. There's countries out there, you know, I have employees in Pakistan where when they need to get their tooth fixed, they go to the emergency room.
How about
so
the
you
ability
have no
to hold a
idea how great it
podcast?
is here.
Yeah.
The ability to have a podcast.
Yeah, it's nuts. You're absolutely right, and people need to understand that. Well, and why I feel the way I feel is I'm also reading, and we'll put a bow on this, is the Democrats' 22% extreme pride reading is the group's lowest in Gallup's 19 years of measurement. And like you said, that may have a lot to do with Donald Trump, so everyone's sour. But at the bottom line, that's a very low fucking number, and it was low even before Donald Trump. When they did it before, it was obviously
Hopefully
very
that
low.
number doesn't affect Democratic turnout in the election because that would severely help Donald Trump.
Well, there are some people that think
Listen,
it
if you're
is
feeling
already
down
a
on
problem.
America right now, you need to take a firework. You need to shove it up your ass. You need to wake the fuck up. You need to get out there and vote.
Right? What, your Husker do's, your Husker don'ts, your Whistlers, your Dixie Chasers, all that good shit.
I
All
love
right.
that movie.
That's great. Joey Dirt.
Joey Dirt.
All
Joe
right.
Dierte.
There's actually Joe Dierte, a sequel. They actually made like a part 2 and 3. How sad is that?